Nancy. It's good to chat with you again.
Great.
You know, we could talk about next week or the short term. What's going to be the long-term economic fallout, not only from obviously the pandemic and the economic disaster, but what is likely to be trillions in new debt that is going to be owed by taxpayers?
Yeah, I mean, we're creating a massive debt burden, and I feel like this is a generational divide where we are creating the burden really for our children and for future generations. So, I mean, it's definitely a massive policy response in terms of the fiscal spending and all the monetary stimulus, not just by the Fed, but central banks around the world. But at the same time, you know, that will catch up with us eventually, and the percent of GDP spending is just, it's astronomical. It leaves me with, you know, a uneasy feeling about what's going to happen down the road after we get through this.
Yeah, and you know, the people I trust, the people that I'm reading and talking to, all I hear is the D word, not depression, but deflation. And most people think that given low interest rates, where we are in the economic cycle, and that burden of trillions in debt, they don't see anything but the possibility of maybe severe deflation for years to come. What do you see?
I mean, it's interesting because I would say 99% of the world thinks there's going to be deflation. So as I'm an expert in volatility and derivatives, and I think the probabilities are definitely skewed to be that outcome. So therefore, it likely will not be that outcome. At the same time, you can see how we are having a classic stagflationary environment. If you just look up textbook stagflation, what is it? It's higher unemployment, check. It's lower growth, check. And it's higher prices. And in this case, it's the form of supply-side shocks and disruptions. Now, obviously, it's just on the consumer staples and food side. It's not on luxury goods and travel. But I do see a stagflationary environment as a real potential. And I think especially with all the fiscal stimulus that we've never really, it's unprecedented the amount of monetary and fiscal stimulus. I do think it will catch up with us eventually.
Yeah.
Real disaster for markets will be if bonds and stocks trade off together. And that would be...
Quickly, I might go out of your comfort zone here, Nancy, but I mean, I don't see any other way out of this besides higher taxes on everybody, whatever middle class, rich, lower class. Do you see any way out of this besides higher taxes with given the debt that we've got?
No, I mean, it will come around. We will have to pay for it. I do hope the U.S. does not copy Europe and Japan and go to negative interest rates. In my opinion, negative interest rates are the purest form of tax out there. You know, if you think about it, you give the government $1 or a euro or a yen, and they give you less back. So I really hope we don't go into negative rates in this country because that really is a tax, a direct one.